Rumor has it is Burna Boy's concert in Houston, Texas was empty. It was empty and he only performed for an hour.
This is what happens when you are not humble in life. When you're not humble, this is the outcome of it.
Someone in the comments said it right. The authority of a king with the accountability of a toddler. This man put out an apology in which he states, if I was wrong. That's not an apology. That is not an apology. If your apology contains the words if, then you're not taking accountability for anything. You're still blaming the other person for what happened. He had nerve to compare what happened to him to what happens when a passenger is unruly on a plane. If the pilot feels uncomfortable with how one of the passengers is acting, they're gonna get kicked off. This is not the same situation, my dude. This is where your job as an entertainer is to entertain the people who came to see you, people who paid to see you. Sir, you were not doing your job, so therefore someone did what? Fell asleep. Now, I don't know if that's the real reason why this man fell asleep, but you contributed to it. A lot of people in the comments were also saying like this man needs to humble himself because without his fans, he'd be broke. Another person said was like, this is why we have PR teams, because this apology was not a good look.
Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So a lot of people are canceling Burna Boy after he sent a woman, a black woman, out of a show, okay, alongside his partner because she was sleeping on the show. Okay, so now a lot of people are supporting Burna Boy. Why you have people who are saying things like how can you be sleeping on a Burna Boy show, while other people are like, you know what, you cannot actually send someone out that paid her dollar, okay, to attend a particular show. You don't know what she's going through, and yet you sent her out. So now people are beginning to cancel Burna Boy just because of that reason. And his show at Houston a few days ago flopped. Like a lot of people didn't show up. The particular arena didn't sell out, and now people are now reacting to it. So let's take a look at some of these videos, then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of this video. Let's go watch.
Burna Boy saying, I am not forcing anybody to be my fan, and I don't want broke fans, is a clear example of Burna Boy's arrogance. I keep on saying this. This is not the first time Burna Boy has shown the world how arrogant he is. It is not. Bro, there's a media personality in Nigeria that just writes a book about Burna Boy and how arrogant he is. And has been, actually. This same Burna Boy has kicked people on stage. This same Burna Boy has slapped people. This same Burna Boy has kicked people out of his show. Not even one. In fact, the one that's trending right now by the Colorado one wasn't even the main one. I think there was another one that happened last year. Look, DJ Lambo, who's like part of his team right now, as like what, tour DJ or whatever, he cursed that out on the stage too. That was like years ago. He cursed her out, and I think that is the guilt that made him bring her on his team. Look, the Burna Boy brand has been chaotic, and honestly, he has built his whole brand on arrogance. And I would say it works for him. It does, because he owns up to it. He lets everybody know that, yeah, I'm an asshole, I'm gonna be an asshole, and that's good. But I'll tell you this, the reason why this branding will continue to work for Burna Boy, it's because we don't have a cancel culture based on the behaviors the artists put out, especially if it's a male artist. And that takes us a whole different conversation I don't want to go into. But being a male artist, it's hard to cancel somebody like that because the behavior he puts out, people could easily let it go because they're like, oh, he's a guy. Reason number two why it will be hard to cancel Burna Boy is because you will all continue going to that show. You will all continue going there. They'll be kicking your faces, slapping you guys, kicking you guys out of the show, and you guys will still keep on going there. You are the problem. Because guess what? Even after he said what he said, there are people in the comments that are more like, yep, he said it. I still Burna Boy stand. So what are we doing?
You see this Burna Boy situation, honestly, it didn't sit right with me. I get it. Artists want energy, they want vibe, they want fans who match the moment. But sometimes real life eats people other than music ever could. That woman didn't disrespect Burna Boy. She didn't insult him. She didn't even sabotage the show. She was simply tired, and guess what? She recently lost the father of a child. That kind of pain follows you everywhere you go, even to places where you're trying to escape it. So publicly calling her out, stopping the show, forcing her out in front of thousands of people, Burna, that was unnecessary. You're too big, you're too talented, you're too influential to let a sleeping fan into a global embarrassment. This is not coming from a place of hate. This is accountability. Burna, if there is any advice at her, reach out to her, find her, speak to her privately, apologize like a man. Your humility in this moment will carry more weight than any stadium performance. And if you can, bless her, gift her something meaningful, show her and show the world that you care about people who support you. Just so you know, in the United States, the Americans are big on customer service. But at the end of the day, fans ain't only fan when they're dancing. They're fans when they're grieving, fans when they are exhausted, fans when life breaks them down. sometimes the stronger things an artist can do is show a little heart.
I'm so glad that people are finally seeing Burna Boy the way that I've seen him for years, okay? Because I've had a one-sided beef with this man since 3 years ago, I believe. I was in Lagos. He had a concert. He had hosted a concert for New Year's Eve. And the whole thing was that he was coming home and he was hosting a concert for his people. It started, I believe, at 9, 10 p.m. The man didn't show up till 4 a.m., okay? At like 1:30, 2 a.m., I looked at my mom, I looked at my cousins, I was like, let's go. Because it had become a mosh pit. It had become so dangerous and it just felt so disrespectful. Apparently, he showed up at 4 a.m. and he started insulting people. Yeah, he started insulting people. And in my mind, I was like, we need to have more self-respect as Nigerians. He should have showed up to an empty stadium. Like, nobody should have been there. And thank God the people of Houston have some self-respect. Because the way this man has been biting the hand that feeds for so long, he is so disrespectful to Nigerians. And he is so disrespectful whenever he performs in Nigeria that I've spent 3 years just biting my tongue being like, I don't know why people even give this man the time of the day or any attention or any respect. He does not respect his fans. He does not like his fans. He looks down on his fans. He insults his fans. He told people that apparently people were talking shit about his mom or something like that. I don't give a fuck. I don't know who your mom is, sir. Show up to a concert that people paid for you to perform. Like, I think he forgets that, like, he's, like, we're paying you for a service. You need to provide that service. You were, like, me personally, I'm beefing with him forever.
I'm going to show you the clip that I saw from the concert where he is actually on stage. So this is not when you first get there, you know, when doors open, when there's openers. I'm going to show you the video I seen. Now, there is a lot of people there. And in a smaller venue, this would have been packed. But this appears to be an arena. I believe they said the capacity is almost 20,000. And there wasn't 20,000 people in there. Even the pit, it doesn't even look like a lot of people bought like standing room tickets, right? Now, Burna Boy has been getting a lot of heat because at a recent performance, you know, he kicked the girl out of his concert because she fell asleep. And, you know, people started calling out his arrogance and bringing up all these other incidents where he was rude to fans or, you know, even got physical. And people just been saying they're tired of his stuff. Now, I can only speak as an American. In the United States of America, I only know one male black artist who can get away with murder, who can get away with doing whatever he wants and people are going to still support him. And that is Chris Brown, okay? Not Burna Boy. Now, I'm not saying that the reason why this concert was empty is because of, you know, that previous incident. Maybe it's a combination of all the incidents. Maybe people, you know, are just over Burna Boy. I feel like he is on tour a lot. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe he's experiencing a downfall. All I can say is when you're not a nice person, when you're unkind, when you're rude to your fans or whatever, for one, people are going to stop supporting you. But when stuff happens like this, you know, you have a performance and it's empty, instead of people saying, oh, I feel bad for him, they're going to say, haha, that's what your ass get, you know, stop being arrogant. And then double downing on it and standing firm, you know, I don't think I'm wrong, but if I am, I apologize, that type of thing. Nah, people laugh at you. People laugh at you and they say, haha, this is your karma, right? And that's where I'm at. Because I was at David O this past week and it did not look like that.
This is what happens when you are not humble in life. When you're not humble, this is the outcome of it. Because now people ain't fucking with you, Burna Boy. You wanted to kick out the woman for sleeping, not knowing what she had gone through. Now you're going to suffer and now you're going to lose money from it. That's your own business. Sometimes when people actually forget where they come from and forget the struggle that they went through in order to reach the success that they're fulfilling now, this is why God always says to remain humble. Because what God can give, what's the answer? Oh, he can take it away. And look how many, look. Come look. There's barely anyone there to see you. And this is Burna Boy we are talking about. Burna Boy, who has sold out many arenas before in the past. People ain't fucking with you right now because you wanted to be greedy. You wanted to think you're above the program. Ain't nobody above anybody. You don't know what that woman had gone through. You don't know what she had went through. And the fact that you kicked her out for sleeping, she paid her hard-earned money to come see you. If she wanted to sleep throughout the whole of the thing, then she could have slept. If you're coming out late or if you're just not doing your part, cool. Then, okay, she's sleeping. That means to her, maybe you're not performing your best. Or maybe she's just tired. But that's her money. I would have, you know what? Security would have literally had to drag me. They would have to drag me out. I'm paying my money and you're telling me to get out. I would have sat there. I would have said, and you know what? All the pick-me people that was like, get out. Nah, you lot should have supported. You lot were there. I know you're there to see Burna Boy, but you should have supported that woman there, man.
So this was Burna's show last night, and there were a lot of empty seats. You see, life is all about action and reaction. And for every action, there is consequence. Sometimes it's okay to humble some people. I'm not saying this from a place of, anger or hatred or whatsoever. It's just the order of life. Sometimes people need to be humbled. They need to be reminded who they are and where they came from. Because when you get to that cliff top where you believe you've achieved everything and nothing else matters, and those little contributions that summed up your entire career, you can choose to disregard them, and maybe be condescending to your fans. This is a consequence of it. I think this is the second concert with so much empty rows, I believe.
Now, I think that this is the wrongest time anybody should provoke any American. With everything that's happening in America, this is actually the wrongest time. Of course, we also know that the cost of living right now is so expensive. So people, kind of take out a lot of, love, okay, for them to pay for a show in this season, this critical time when people are managing their dollars. Now you are now sending them out of your show without any form of apology. I think he handled it very wrongly, right? The people said he apologized, and I read a particular thing. I saw that it was an apology, and I was just wondering, is this really an apology, or it was just just to keep people talking? Okay, well, a lot of people are like, he actually did not care who comes, and he was okay with people canceling him and all that. And so many people making remarks on attitude is very important. Yes, whatever you do, okay, you just have to stay humble, because it's actually fans that take you to where you are, that took you all the way to where you are. Imagine coming all the way from Africa, you have been selling out a particular place, a particular hall, and all of a sudden you are not able to sell it out because of your attitude towards one person. Okay, and as Africans, we should not even joke with Black Americans, because they are like our siblings, right? So we all try to kind of push each other. And now, imagine canceling 2 African artists. Okay, first it was Tyler, and now we have Burna Boy, okay, on the block. And it's really not amazing at all. It's not something to write home. Okay, I have seen so many people say a lot of things about Burna Boy. Some people talking about how they've cancelled him before now for a very long time. They didn't just start today. And I am so shocked that, the people that support you, which are your fans, are not the ones that you are, going against. Now, let's also break it down. This woman was sleeping for one reason. She said in a particular post I saw people share that she has been depressed for the past few, weeks or months or thereabout, that she lost her daughter's dad, and, it caused her depression. She was going through a lot. Who knows? It might just be her boyfriend that, her partner that bought that particular ticket, just a way to cheer her up, and only for her to come there and, someone who's depressed, she might be going through a lot, then coupled with work and all of that. So she fell asleep, and you are sending her out for someone who paid for your concert. Some people say she has the right to sue if she wants to. I don't know how possible that is, but let's know in the comments if you're a lawyer. But yeah, I feel that people actually, I know how the noise could be. And of course, some artists just want fans to be jubilating, jumping up and down. People can be going through stuff. You cannot be the only one going through stuff, okay? So people can be going through stuff, and you can give them benefit of that. What happens to taking her? There are just so many ways he could have avenged this, right? He could have, avoided everything that's happening right now. So if he had just called her up and like, are you okay? Go her to the stage, try to dance with her, maybe he wouldn't have gone through this, and a lot of people would have even loved him. Some people have cancelled him before now, might just want his show back. But yeah, he didn't do any of that. Instead, he asked them to leave his show. Like, I paid for your show, and all of a sudden you're telling me to leave. Like, community is very important in this life, because you don't know where you're going to find yourself tomorrow. Yes, let's even not say it so much. Before people say you're preaching for a millionaire or even a billionaire, I wouldn't know. But yeah, this is somebody who has a lot of money. So I don't think he cares about losing 1 or 100 fans and all of that, because he's loved around the world. But this is example, that particular Houston show, I heard that he only sold 2,000 tickets or thereabout, is a way to show you that it was fans that actually made you, and also fans has a way of, or making you at the same time. And it's very important for artists, okay, to understand that and also humble themselves. There are so many ways he would have handled that situation other than asking them to leave his, his show that they paid their hard-earned money. People work tirelessly, 2 jobs, 3 jobs in America for them to afford the life that they live. And for someone to be able to pay for your show, it means this person really likes you and the person cares for you. Whether she's the one that paid for it or probably someone else paid for it, is a way to show that this person understands that this woman needed this at this time. Or, maybe she's a fan of Burna Boy and she was like, okay, he was like, okay, let's pay for this and see if it's a way to cheer her up. But instead, that was the greatest humiliation of all time. I don't even think I would come out and talk, or, I won't even show my face. Like, it's just so embarrassing to even think about it, that you can be in a crowd of people like that and got to be sent out from a big hall by a big musician, okay, just because you were sleeping while he was performing. Like, who even does that? Well, I'd love to hear your own take, guys, in the comment. Let's have that conversation. Do you think that what Burna Boy did is good, or you are team he is so cancelled? I'm so tired of that guy. Okay, let's hear your own take in the comment. Did you attend the Burna Boy, event, and how was it? Okay, did you see a lot of people there, or people didn't really show up like expected? Let's have that conversation rolling in the comment section. Please do want to like and subscribe. Credit belongs to the original creators of this video, and see you all on my next. Bye, guys.